Everybody, it's Chris Seeds, known online as Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast for you. I got a lot to talk about, so I'm going to try to go quick, so it's not too long. First, I went to the movies. I went to see Return to Silent Hill. And I should have known something was wrong when they weren't selling advance tickets. I couldn't get tickets for Saturday until like Wednesday, and even then it was only showing in like 3 AMCs in Manhattan and only in like one theater with like a few showings. One of them was only like at night. There were no matinees. So it was in a tiny theater, which was actually kind of relatively full because there were hardly any showings and in a tiny theater. So that should have been my first warning that it was not going to be very good. I was hoping that it would be a return to the first Silent Hill movie, which I rather liked quite a bit. The second one was not good, even in 3D, and it was a shame because that was based on the third game, which was like my favorite one in the series. I really liked Heather, but whatever, it was not a good movie. So I thought maybe the original director coming back, returning to Silent Hill, we'll get a proper Silent Hill movie again. And oh no, I'm sorry. Like, it's based on Silent Hill 2, which is one I'm not too familiar with. I did play the original game twice. I played it on the PlayStation, and then I got it on sale for like $2 to play on my Vita. And so that one I was more familiar with. This one, I only know the basics. And I don't know how much was changed from... I'm sure that all the backstory, and I know that the cult stuff is not in the game. They tried to make it more like the first movie and stuff, and it was just like... The problem with it, really, is that on a fundamental level, the first movie works because it's a mother searching for her lost child. So that's, that works as an emotional hook, Whereas this, it's James following up on a letter from his dead wife to see what the hell's going on. And he's kind of a dick in the beginning, and they don't really try to establish much of a character, so you don't care. And he's just going through the motions, and there's no emotional hook. Like, you don't care what happens to him. The actor is very pleasant to look at, despite some heinous wigs and one of the worst fake beards I have ever seen in a motion picture. He does a decent job looking confused and or scared throughout, but everyone else in this movie is like low budget movie day player type wooden acting. It's just not good. And like the actress playing Mary and Maria, it's like she can't really pull off the dual identity thing and stuff. It just doesn't work. I'm sorry. The story's not great, the acting is not great, and then the effects are not great because this is like super low budget now. So like everything just looks like a video game cutscene, which I mean technically it kind of is, I guess, but like everything just looks not great. It's all gray and washed out, and the creatures are not great. There's some monster designs that are just, they're not good designs, and then on top of that, it's like the CGI is like unfinished. It's like they only added like the first layer of textures, and that was it, and they forgot to go back and add in more. It just looks unfinished and cheap. And then the worst sin of all, it's just not scary, like at all, It's just kind of boring, which is sad. It shouldn't be that way. Should at least be, creepy or something. I don't even think the jump scares worked. So, that was terribly disappointing. Do not watch it. Do not pay for it. If it happens to come to a streaming service that you are already paying for, give it a shot. You might like it. I don't know. Probably not, though. But do not pay for it. Do not pay money for this. It is not good. It is very disappointing. And then I want to talk about some gaming news. Microsoft had a developers presentation that showed off some new games. The only one that I was actually like very interested in was Fable, which actually looks really impressive. Like it looks gorgeous graphically, and all the stuff they're talking about, you know, including in the game and all the different stuff you can, you know, marry and have children, and people, like every single NPC like has an opinion of you, and it's like insane. It's very ambitious. We'll see if they can actually pull that off when it comes out this fall. Fingers crossed, because I liked the Fable games and I would like to play this one because it looks really good if they can pull it off. The thing that's interesting though is that once again, here is something I thought was going to be a Microsoft Xbox exclusive that is now also coming to PlayStation. And I'm like, the hell? As you might recall, if you are a regular viewer of this podcast, video podcast, just over a year ago, I bought myself an Xbox Series S because I really wanted to play Starfield. And they were having a really big, like, Black Friday sale. So I was like, this is cheap. And the S was cheaper than the X because it's digital only and it's not as graphically impressive. But it was graphically impressive enough. I was able to play Starfield no problem. I had no problems with the graphics. It looks great, played great, everything's fine. Plus, it meant that I got to play Rock Band again because my Xbox One died. So I was like, it's fine because while there probably aren't going to be a lot of Xbox exclusives, this will allow me to play those games when they do eventually come out. And I thought, oh yes, the Bethesda games, such as the Indiana Jones game, which then came to PlayStation like so quickly. And I thought, well, Microsoft Flight Simulator might be fun to tinker with. If I can like lower the difficulty to like crazy super easy, that could be fun to play with. That's also coming to PlayStation. And now this Fable, which I also thought was going to be an Xbox game, is now going to be a PlayStation game. And honestly, I'll probably get it for PlayStation if it's good. I'm waiting for the reviews to make sure. But I'll get it for PlayStation because why would I play it on my Xbox Series S that might not be as graphically impressive as my PlayStation 5? And then also it's not as easy to share pictures and stuff. It's just like, I might as well just do it on my PlayStation. It'll be easier. But I don't know. We'll see what happens when it comes out. If it's okay on the Xbox Series S, I might get it just so that I can use my Xbox Series S, you know? Because it is literally collecting dust right now. And then I also want to mention I spoke a lot about the new Animal Crossing update last episode, but now that I've played some more, I've discovered some more about it. I've decorated, I think, 4 rooms in the hotel so far, and it seems like every room is always booked. There's always randos, there's always visitors. Every day, there's a new visitor in every room. And then like 2 of them will be wandering about the village. But if you have like 4 rooms, there's 4 guests, 2 will be wandering, and the other 2 you'll have to go to the hotel to check out who they are and say hello if you want. But the other thing that I found very interesting, they included a really nice quality of life improvement where I would walk around with crafting supplies on me in case, you know, I was on the other side of the island and my shovel broke or my net broke or something. I could like craft another tool quickly and easily. I just always had some crafting supplies on me, and that took up spaces in my pockets. But now they've made it so that when you craft something, it automatically gets from your storage as well as your pockets. It'll use your pockets first, but then also your storage, which is like, well, all of these other games that have crafting in it work. And I'm glad to see Animal Crossing finally get along to that point. Because it means that I don't have to carry that crap around with me. I can keep it in storage, and then I can still craft whenever I want, because it'll just pull automatically from storage like magic. And that gives me a lot more pockets and pocket space for when I have to dig up flowers after a rain or snow. It makes that a little easier. So I appreciate having the extra pocket space. And then with Disney Dreamlight Valley, I'm still waiting for the star path to end because I'm still doing the routine dues. There's 1 more week left. I did finish the last 2 puzzles in the Floating Winter Festival. I finally got the blue shiny gems to finish the lamppost puzzle. And unfortunately, the reward for that were these like winter leggings, which I will never wear because, again, it's all about girls' clothes and there's hardly any boy clothes in this game. And boys play Disney Dreamlight Valley. And we would like some more boy clothes, please. And then the last puzzle, like always with these things, is it's a quiz, which you don't know what I do it once to see what the questions are, and I do my best to try to guess, and then I fail, and then I go out and I look for the actual answers, and then I go back and then I do it, and it's fine. And the reward for this was another colored winter coat, which is also very girly, and I'm not going to ever wear. So, but it's done, and I did all the puzzles, and I have completed that, so that it's fine. So now I'm just waiting for next week's final routine duties, and then I can finish off this star path, and we'll get the next one, whatever that is. I don't think they've announced it yet. With Nikki, I just kept spamming my baby behemoth and finally got him to 16 months, so he was full grown and ready to head out into the world. And you basically have a little goodbye, and you give him a hug, and you send him on his way. And then like you have to wait like a certain amount of time, so I like did other things, and then you can like arrange a reunion, and they'll tell you where to go, and then you go and you see him, and he's like a fucking actual behemoth. He's like huge now, and then you can actually ride him, which is kind of nifty. Not very helpful, but kind of fun, I guess. I don't think I'll ever do it again, but I did it for a minute just to do it. And then I needed just one more thing off the list in order to get that outfit. And so I saw there you can then invite another baby behemoth in and grow that one. You can just keep growing them. So Fuzzywig came along and said, here's another baby behemoth. And the new baby behemoth came in. I named him George. And doing that, just adopting him, I didn't even really do anything. I think I might have fed him a little or whatever, but just giving him a name and taking him in to start growing him was the last thing I needed. And then I got that outfit for free, the cute little winter outfit. The problem is that now that I have that outfit, I'm not compelled to do any more of the things on that list, which are growing the baby behemoths. So I don't have to worry about that anymore. I can just go and do random side quests, which is what I've been doing now, because I don't care about raising. That poor baby behemoth is just going to sit there, and he's never going to age. He's immortal. He's just going to be a baby forever, because I'm never going back there again. That was not a great, super fun mini game for me. So good try though. They just keep putting everything in this game. There's a little of everything in Nikki. And then with Star Wars Outlaws, I actually did a mission that was, I think, the best one in the game so far. I've been exploring Tatooine, and it's kind of nice because it's all open and desert, so you're not, you can just go wherever. You're not stuck crashing around trees and rocks and things like on all the other planets. But it's funny because, like, I was doing all these side things, and then I went back to the main mission, and then Haas, the heavy that you're supposed to be recruiting for your team, turns out to be a complete dick and gets Nix kidnapped by Jabba's men. So you basically, at that point, you are screwed, and you have to get Nix back. And you have to go to Jabba's palace and break in and sneak around and get Nix back. And it was actually kind of nice because for open world games, I get distracted by all the side stuff to do. And I'm on my way to do something, but then, oh, what's that over there? There's a question mark. Let me go see what that is. And, oh, there's a treasure. Let me go get that treasure, And I get very distracted by all this stuff. So here, you could not get distracted. You had to go to Jabba's palace. And if you tried to, like, veer from, like, the main path just by, like, maybe taking another route to get to your speeder, the game was like, get back on the path. Return to the game area, And I'm like, okay, So you literally had to follow the very linear. It became linear all of a sudden, and it was actually great because all of a sudden, like, it felt like the story kicked in. It was like the story became compelling because you couldn't get distracted. You had to go and find Nyx, and then you get caught, and then you get thrown in the Rancor pit, and then you try to escape, and then you get caught again, and then you have to do a job for Java, and that's where it opens back up again, and you can get distracted and do other things. And I started doing other things, but then there was a mission that I was like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing here. I can't seem to get into the mine, and it was like, I looked online, and people were like, oh, you have to finish off the Java mission first, and then it'll open up the mine. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. So I'll have to go back to that now that I finished the Java mission. The problem is that having Java, like I did all this stuff, and like at the end of that mission, like ND5 like gets fucked up, and you have to like you're supposed to go find some droidsmith to like fix ND5, and they're like, you better hurry. And I'm like, I know, and I feel compelled to do the next mission, except for the fact that I want to do some other stuff on Tatooine first. So I know that it's a game thing, so it's like, even though I feel like story-wise compelled to keep playing that and do that story, I know that I don't need to do it immediately. I can do these other things, and he's not going to like die. You know, that's how games work. So it's fine. So I'm going to do some miscellaneous stuff, and then I'll get back to the main quest. But I have, as Star Wars Outlaws has gone on, I have been enjoying it more and more. I still don't like exploring on the speeder. The speeder is still garbage, but you know, everything else has been pretty fun. So it is improving as I play. So that's good. So that's it. I'm shutting up now. We are done, and I will see you back here next time. Bye!